Okay, I am here with my cousins Peter and Emily, who graciously accepted us chronicling their voyage through Sequoyah State Park this weekend, and they survived. It's Sunday, and they made it through. So yesterday you all went hiking, and they wanted to do as many miles as possible. We have about 12 miles of trail. Some are loops, some are bracket shaped, and so they did what we call the big loop, and they connected a bunch of trails together. So what'd you guys think about your hiking experience?
It was awesome. It was great. It was hard.
No, it was
All
good.
the things.
It was a nice combination of paved trails and hiking, like hardcore hiking at times, a lot of rocky stuff. So it was a nice combination for sure. We get tired of one thing and it would change up.
All the trails looked different. Some were really wooded, some were open, like the foliage, and then it was really cool.
So a lot of times people will come to the nature center and they say, what's the best trail? And for me, it changes every day.
Right.
And it's also, there's no such thing as best trail, but what are you looking for?
Right.
So do you want a short hike? Do you want a long hike? Do you want rocky? Do you want open? So Bluebird is the bane of my existence. And what was one of your favorites?
Bluebird!
Yeah, so they loved Bluebird. So it just depends on who you are and what you're looking for. And also what time of year it is. Did it just rain? Was the lake just up?
Right.
All of that.
Right.
Totally.
So take all of that into consideration. And maybe a trail that one time you came and it was overgrown, don't give up on it because maybe it's too muddy for us to mow.
Right.
And then the next time
Makes
you're out
sense.
here,
It's perfectly fine.
yeah, it's awesome because it's winter and
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
everything's dead.
Makes
What
sense.
were some purchases for hiking that were great that you would suggest people invest in that you found useful?
Our packs were great. So we got most everything from REI. We have Osprey packs, I think. They were awesome. They felt really good. We didn't have any issues.
Nope.
And you guys got a daylight pack.
Yeah, just the day pack. And we didn't even fill it up. I mean, we had our first aid, our bladders, and then some snacks.
Yep.
And that was it.
What'd you use for snacks?
We had the RX bars. They were a little chewy. We were doing this for a good hour after we ate them. But they were good.
True.
They were good for what we needed.
Yep.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure.
But I'm sure there are lots of other.
Yep.
And then you liked your bladders?
I loved my bladder. So the bladders, mine's really easy to clean. It's from REI. It's really nice. You can hang it up and it'll dry out. But it doesn't have a little cover on this, so I was kind of grossed out because it was knocking against my stuff. But
I had an issue with that with a bladder, and they finally came out with a cover that you can buy separately, and they were back ordered for a long time, so maybe we can get you one of those. Because I used aluminum foil. I tried, and rubber bands. I tried everything because I would throw my pack down on the ground and pick it up and be like, well, guess I'm not drinking water.
Right, I know. Well, and I was my phone was in my back pocket, and it just kept hitting my phone, and you think about how gross your phone is, and then yeah. But his was a Amazon one, but it's super hard to clean. It never dries out, which gets gross, but he has a nice cover. So.
Do you feel like you drink more water with the bladder than you would have with a water bottle?
Yes.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's how I always feel.
Yeah.
The water bottle
Much
seems
easier.
an extra thing. Yeah, and then the bladder, you're just drinking while walking.
Yep.
It was super helpful. We actually, when we got back, we pulled them out and we were like, oh, we drank almost all of our water.
And it gets lighter as you
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
What about your hiking boots?
Mine were great. I got a pair of LL Beans that were on sale. They were great. I mean, my feet got sore, but I think it was just, I'm not used to walking 9 miles constantly. But my feet feel okay today. There were no blisters, nothing like that. His, on the other hand.
Yeah. No, I went through, I bought a pair from LL Bean, wore them before we even got here.
Yeah,
High
so you guys
tops.
both broke them in.
Well, and they were high tops, and they rubbed the bejesus out of my ankle, so I then bought another pair, the Columbias, which I really liked, the low tops. Those are the ones that got stolen. And then the Walmart ones were Walmart specials. You know, they were about mile 7. My heel's still hurting today. It started hurting yesterday. And I was like, well, hey, for what it was, I mean, go 6 miles, 7 miles was fine, but those last 2 miles, my heel was hurting. So yes, definitely.
Don't do
It
Walmart.
was the Avia brand or something like that I bought at Walmart for $25 in a pinch, and you know, for a shorter hike, they probably wouldn't have been bad. But
Yeah,
for
couple
extensive, yes, they were. I would not go that route. So
So something to keep in mind is like, I'm happy to give advice and tell you what I like, but like Peter found that he didn't like the high top, which I was like, you need high top, you want that ankle support. Well, he believed me and he bought them and he gave it a shot, but for him, they didn't work. He's pigeon-toed, they rubbed. Great, modify it. Don't like go through that pain because
Right.
I said it's better.
right.
And then Emily, I was like, only wear pants. You will get bit up. These are the best pants ever. And she tried them, and we're built differently.
Yeah.
She has hips that I don't have, and so they fit her differently, and she was uncomfortable. And so she said, I found some shorts that I like better,
Yeah.
and she tried them. But she did not like the underwear.
No, those were not helpful at all. We had to modify that halfway in.
So it's okay to try things out and not like it. And something that your best friend loves, you might not like. Like everyone's different.
Totally.
Absolutely.
But you liked your socks? Did your socks work well?
Loved my socks, and
Oh, those are cute too.
I brought like 2 pairs, so one for hiking and then one just for like sleeping and stuff.
And you both brought like flip flops or slides.
Yeah.
So when you get back to camp, you want to take your boots off
Oh.
and
Yep.
That was one of the best parts, just getting back to camp, taking your boots off, taking your hiking clothes off, and like putting on like the really, it's like, it's almost like when you go out and you dress up with your high heels and then like coming home and you're like, oh,
soft clothing.
Right.
yeah,
right.
it just
Yeah,
felt
for sure.
so good.
For sure.
Makes you grateful for that.
And then you guys had a successful tent camping experience.
It took us an hour to set up our tent, but it was the first time. So next time we set it up, it's going to take what, 10 minutes?
Well, let's not go crazy. We'll have a little bit better goals than an hour, but yeah, well, you know, I think it'll be a much simpler process.
There were no we couldn't find any step-by-step instructions either on
They're
our
very-
tent.
yeah,
it was
just a-
like the time lapse, super fast, and they had like bits and pieces. So that might be something that, you know.
Yeah, the
a
rain
step
fly, there
by
was no
step.
instructions on how to put it up. They just said, you know, it's there and kind of basic. You kind of figure it all out as you go, but there was not step by step. We had to Google a bunch of things, and
Which
just kind
still
of,
didn't.
right, didn't help, but we got there. So
The camp host came over and said, I saw you reading those instructions. Might as well just throw them away. I was like, yep.
Best advice you've had all
right,
weekend.
right, totally.
Did you guys have troubles getting your stakes in the ground or anything? Or
No, that was easy.
Yeah.
good.
Came with a mallet.
Yeah, we were worried because we didn't bring a hammer or anything, but
Yeah.
it came with a mallet. It's really nice. Like, I
Yeah.
love the tent.
Yeah.
Once we figured it out, it's perfect.
And then did you
Kazoo
buy?
Uranus.
Kazoo Uranus.
That's the model. Yes. I'm not
Maybe
joking.
It's Kazoo Uranus.
No, it's spelled Uranus. So.
Or Uranus.
And the guy who the video I watched even, you know, made a giggle about the fact that, yes, I will show you the Kazoo Uranus version. And I was like, whoa, okay.
Did you guys use mats or sleeping bags or just?
We got to blow up.
Oh yeah.
And it took up the whole inside.
It was a queen size, yeah, it took up
Yeah.
the inside.
Which
That's a
is
4-man
fine.
tent, I think, so.
And you had the little portable pump,
Yep, yep.
So the mattress that we got came with the pump.
and you charge it ahead of time.
Yep.
So charge everything before you come.
Charge everything
Yep.
before you come. But yeah, that worked perfect. It was nice. It held its air all night.
Yeah.
And then we have some REI sleeping bags, but we brought some extra blankets and stuff too.
And then you cooked all your meals.
Yes.
And
So
I
fun.
love all the gear that you bought.
It's like all Amazon. So most of our gear, this part, like the cooking stuff, was Amazon, and it was really affordable. And all, like, everything, we used almost everything. So these were actually from REI.
So
These are musts.
Emily says these are a must. The spoon, fork, knife contraption.
Yeah, it's really nice, and like it's good for stirring up stuff too, and it was.
Right.
And you
nice
guys produced
sturdy.
very little waste. I see your trash bag. And you used mostly reusable everything
Yep.
and cooked here. You made a yummy breakfast.
Yeah.
You didn't skimp on food.
No.
No, we had like we made tacos last night that were delicious, and then a egg, veggie, English muffin sandwich this morning.
I'm a little jealous.
Yeah.
It was really good.
You loved your coffee mugs.
Yes.
Aren't they
They're
cute?
adorable.
These are REI with the little filter.
So you make
thing.
cup by cup.
Yeah, cup by cup, but which is fine because our kettle is very small and the cutest thing I've ever seen. So,
And then I love this dishwasher dish drainer.
yeah,
It's collapsible, so
Yep.
you can pack it in easily.
it was perfect. We put all of our dishes in there last night and washed them.
Awesome. And rags, reusable rags and napkins. And then, is this what you use to wash your
Yes.
dishes?
Well, yeah, and that's what we used. Just that was our water for drinking and everything.
And this is reusable.
Yep, and then it just folds down and collapses.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
So packing it in and out.
Yeah, and you when you hold it up to,
Or you could just hang it.
you
like
can hang
that.
it,
Yeah.
but that helps like drain it all out. Try it out. It was great. It gets heavy when you pull it up, though, obviously.
So not to throw you under the bus, but you had a little trouble starting your fire last night.
Not great.
Any advice on that one?
Well, we were gonna bring these, or I was gonna make these like lint,
Paper towel tube,
Yes.
toilet paper tube.
and I just forgot. So we didn't have anything to put under the fire. Like we had a few pieces of trash that we used that was not lighting, but I bought this lighter because you have the long lighters that I feel like always run out. So I was like, oh look, it's a rechargeable lighter. And all the reviews were like, this is so great. I take it camping and it's awesome. And I was like, perfect. Not so much.
I had to special deliver
Yeah.
the standby.
And some lighter fluid was helpful.
And yeah, maybe if it was you had a little fire starter pre-made, that lighter may have worked fine with
Yeah.
it. But
Yeah.
the trash and everything else was all kinds of different versions of paper, and it didn't necessarily want to.
It's like it was.
And then Emily got a
Burn
brilliant idea.
resistant.
Decided to take a traditional lighter and wanted to try to pop it open
Okay,
and get
we
the
don't
lighter
have-
fluid. Next thing I know, there was an explosion next to me. So, and I hear lighter fluid on my face, lighter fluid on my face. He's like,
I didn't know they exploded. You would have thought.
That's
I
how you
would've-
learn.
Yeah.
And you guys did a good job of putting out your fire completely,
Mhm.
which is a big thing in
Yeah.
preventing fires from escaping. So good job. And you did it in your fire ring over there.
Yes. And we didn't make a huge one, and we added just as we went so that we wouldn't have to stay up for
Yeah.
hours
Yeah.
to watch it.
And you slept pretty soundly.
Yeah. That was good.
You
Once-
said
Perfect.
these were good.
These were good. Those weren't even bought for camping, but for COVID. But they were great because I could just grab one and wipe my hands off. That was probably the most like trash
Yeah.
But I would grab one while I was cooking and just reuse it to like wipe the onion off or whatever. It was really nice.
Any other tips or tricks, things you bought that maybe you didn't use?
What did we not like? Is there anything? I think we liked everything except for the lighter.
Yeah. I would
There are a
say
few-
that if you're going to be extended out here more than a night or two, then a better ice chest. would
Yeah.
be, a Yeti or something that's a little more ice friendly, depending on where you are too. I mean, that would have been, because we burn through ice pretty quickly, and so something like that if you're out here for 3 or 4 days at a time, you don't have to worry about buying ice as often or keeping things.
And we
know.
do sell ice at a few places, but it's nice to not have to like go in and
Right.
buy ice.
Yeah.
You
Right.
know, you kind of want to stay
Right.
just like your camping pod. Yeah.
Totally.
I think we're gonna purchase a hammock
Yeah.
and
We hung out in the hammock last night.
I'm like, I just wish we had a hammock and a pan scraper. Those are the two things that I'm like.
So you used some cast iron
Oh yeah,
Yes.
I said one of the lids you didn't like the
and
cooking eggs.
your Coleman.
Yes, the Coleman was wonderful. And we got the self-lighting Coleman. I don't know if they're all like that now, but it was great. It was like one click. Cooked everything really fast.
And you brought your lawn chairs. That was nice to have around the fire.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. These are Walmart for like $12. And they're great. They even have like a little ice chest part on one side
What?
too. Yeah, look. With a little,
Dang.
if you're like a beer drinker, you can put a couple beers in there.
Not even have to get up.
You don't
so
have to get up.
that would be good. So Peter doesn't have great eyesight, and he survived this weekend.
Correct.
And so we really wanted to highlight, Emily and Peter were really gracious to let us. I told them my motto, like, open and honest. You're not going to pretend anything went better than it really
Right,
did.
right.
I'm going to tell you guys when things bite me and when I get stung in the butt with a wasp. Like, you know, I'm not going to pretend it's something else.
Right.
Something
Because-
magical.
Yeah, I want everyone to have fun when they come out to the nature center and when they come camping.
Right.
But I'm not going to like gild it.
Right.
So Pete had his boots stolen.
Yep. Yep.
And they just still had a great attitude. They were like, okay, I guess we're going to Walmart and buying boots. I mean, that's the option.
Yep.
And then you use some hiking poles,
Correct. Yep.
And-
Some REI hiking poles.
a little adjustment period to get used to.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
what's your takeaway?
I liked them. I mean, I never used anything. I'm always pretty stubborn, even though I need stuff like that. You know, I have a cane at home and I'm seeing eye dog and all that stuff. So it was interesting just walking with them. And some of the flat stuff initially was easy and it helped me to get used to them. But there was some tall grass and stuff it was helpful to knock them down with and level off the ground. And then as we got closer to the lake over there at Three Forks, that trail is pretty rocky and up and down, so it was really handy to have them then. You know, and they're pretty easy to just slide up and then put back in your pack. And so they're strips like the airstrip and land bridge and things like that, where it's relatively flat and easier for me, and I didn't need them. I just put them back up. So, but I liked them. I think they're obviously a must for me, and anybody who wants some stability when they're hiking. It'd be, you know, a nice little handy thing to have, even if it's just one instead of two. So,
And his pack has actual holders for poles. Mine doesn't, but I made sure his did. And yeah, they were like, if he hadn't had those on the Three Forks Trail, I would have probably had to guide him through it because it's so uneven.
right.
But it gave you some independence, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, for sure,
So.
for sure.
And the lights on the tent were helpful
Oh,
too,
yeah.
right? That was one of my
Yep.
favorites.
Yep.
We got a lot of lights so he could see it once it gets dark. So we have, we got a lot of lanterns.
and a lantern. And
Yeah.
you had some that were solar charged?
Little solar ones that I like to put him around where the stakes are so he doesn't run into the stakes. But we got these, they're like string lights, but for camping. And they're solar powered, but you can also charge them. But
And they're also you can actually,
were
that's a
great.
charger too.
Oh,
for
and it's a
phones and that kind of stuff. So
they were so nice.
And there's an Amazon purchase? Or?
This was REI too.
And this is all recent stuff because you
Yeah.
guys are new, delving into this new world.
Yes.
Yes, we just, yeah.
And so you've been to the park. Your first time to the park was just before 4th of July.
Yeah.
And you stopped in at the nature center.
Mm-hmm.
And they thought I had been holding out on them for 2 years. And then you booked the duplex
Yep.
at the lodge
Yep.
was the first thing.
Yep.
And with the new area that has the new deck in the back, the adjoining rooms.
Yep.
And then you booked the lake house, the lakeside
all of them.
cabin.
Yep.
And then now this time you tried out the tent camping.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then they'll be back, and they have the big lake view, the cabin that sleeps 14 on top of the hill with
Yep.
full kitchen and everything.
Yep.
So they're trying out all the levels. And your friends last time RV camped in Choctaw.
Yep.
So
They did.
yeah, you can come to the park, and every time's a new experience.
Totally.
And the seasons have changed.
Yes.
It's beautiful today.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I
it's
wouldn't
so
have
nice.
sent you on a 9-mile hike in July. So
We were talking about that. We
Yeah.
were like, this would be terrible in the heat.
Yes.
and the bugs weren't bad.
No.
It's a really good time of year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
perfect.
I like
September, October, for
hiking
sure, yeah.
all winter here because
Yeah.
trails are still open and you can catch a good day and come.
Yeah.
Even if you're staying at the lodge, you can be out all day.
Right.
And then next time, I think you guys talked about doing the horse stables.
Yes.
Doing the riding.
We're
So-
up in October. Yeah.
Yeah.
You've rented the boats
Mm-hmm.
a few
Yeah.
times.
Yep.
That was nice.
Um,
And it's amazing.
We've rented golf carts.
Oh,
yes,
yeah,
and the
that's
lodge.
good.
They
Yep.
love the golf carts.
My dad wants to come back, and he's especially excited because there are golf carts so we can get him around places because he can't walk very far.
Yeah.
So,
Very well.
yeah, so we can, I said, we'll rent you a golf cart and we'll just buzz you everywhere you need to go.
Yeah.
So
That's
it's
awesome.
perfect. Yeah.
So if you're looking for a rugged experience, you can come out and do that. If you're easing your way into it, or maybe you have some special circumstances, we have so many different trails, and feel free to stop in at the Nature Center or shoot me an email or a Facebook message and say, you know, these are our constraints. I'm blind and I haven't hiked in a long time. What would you suggest? And we're happy to help with that. So any parting words of wisdom?
It was great. It
Just
was,
have fun and
yeah.
be open to whatever is going to happen. Yeah, for sure.
You got to roll with it.
Yeah, we
Just keep the
didn't
positive
mention
attitude.
the reservations.
Oh yeah.
We made reservations and somebody was in our spot when we got here. And we were like, should we go say something? And then it was like, nah, it takes a lot to set up camp, you know.
And then have to take it all down and
We
move
have
it.
to take it down, and we don't want to make any enemies anyway. So we're like, we'll find another spot. And we did, and it was great.
Yeah, so it's all about having a good attitude.
Yes.
I see a lot of people that don't have good attitudes and they don't have a good experience.
It won't
you
be
know?
fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not going to go exactly like
You guys
expect.
literally had all the things come at you, and they're still laughing. Day 3.
It was fun. It makes for a good story. Right?
Yeah.
It does. It totally does. Yep.
So they contacted me. You know, normally you go to the front office and they'll switch your reservations. But Peter and Emily were like, you know what? We want to get our camp set up. It's not a big deal. They got on the app or on the phone and saw what was open and picked a new one and made it.
Yeah.
And, you know,
It was easy.
it was easier than getting mad at people. Or
Right.
Not
and it's
worth
not the
it.
front office's fault. And it's not the camp host's fault. And
Nope.
everyone's just here to enjoy. So the ranger helped. Lieutenant Barry helped go up to the front office and get everything switched over. And,
Yeah.
you know, we do a lot of that. But,
Those were awesome.
yeah, it's best just to have a good attitude or it will ruin your weekend.
Yep, for sure.
Oh, for if you do come and camp, keep in mind that if you have to go to the bathroom, there are no doors. That was interesting, but you know, when you gotta go, you gotta go. So that was you might want to bring a little like blanket or something to hold up in front of
Towel.
you. yeah, for some extra privacy.
Well,
But-
sounds good. Thanks
That's
for
great.
being open and honest with us, sharing your
course.
experience.
Of
Thanks
course.
for bringing us here and being amazing.
Of course. Well, we'll see you again in a month, if
Yeah.
not before.
Probably more.
Right.
Well, thanks for following along. If you guys have any questions, Peter and Emily are happy to answer, and we'll answer in the comments. So I hope to see you out at Sequoyah State Park soon. Thanks, Peter and Emily, for being such great sports and showing off our amazing park to future visitors. We hope that you being so open and honest has inspired other people to give camping and hiking a chance. We hope to see you back soon.